The Liam Payne case is really becoming a pain. We have a new suspect, or is he just a witness? His name is Brian, not to be mistaken with Brian Harvey from the East 17 group, who is also very good at the moment, very much on the ball, doing his own investigations online and finding many things. So who is Brian, you may ask? Do we believe it? I'll tell you. Come on, closer. Pull up a chair to my table. Get comfortable. You can shout this one out from the rooftops if you want to. Step on in to Outdon's Reviews and True Crime. I think I'm going to have to shed some light on the case. And Rosie, have you been a good guard dog? Do you want to say anything at all? Rosie, come on in. Have you been looking after the place while I've been working? I think she's just hungry. Go get something to eat, Rosie. Let's get straight into the nitty-gritty, shall we? So Brian says that Liam Payne is a bisexual and he slept the night with him at the hotel. Yes, at the very hotel. It seems to be known that Liam's girlfriend is also known to have known about his tendencies, shall we say. Does it have a bearing on the case? Is it rubbish? Put down in the comments what you think. Do you think Brian is a credible witness? Because he said he was taking drugs with Liam, and he said that he wasn't any sort of dealer. So he says that he spent the night with Brian. Does that have a bearing? It could have a bearing. It depends what went on, what was said, and what was encouraged. Now, I'm not saying that people are forced in any way, forced down the neck with a load of drugs. So is the dealer responsible for perhaps an overdose, or taking the wrong type of substance, or taking a mix of a bad type of substance? That's a debate to be known. But we still don't know of the actual criminal element, do we? We don't know all about that, because it looked to me, the drugs on the coffee table that weren't the coffee table, by the way, because it was pointed out, because there are objects and ornaments next to the drug Ophelia, and it was laid out on the shelf behind. Some say it was a completely different hotel room, because they're all similar, aren't they? They're all sort of built the same, but it was all laid out, and it was all strange. It all looked staged, didn't it? Very, very, very staged. And if it was on the cabinet behind him, then there was no coffee table with the drugs on, which they said it was the coffee table. It wasn't. The Rolex is still missing. It's said to be worth about £30,000. Could be more than that, couldn't it? It could be even more, because a so-called celebrity owned it. They probably wouldn't be able to say now who owned it. There'd just be a Rolex watch. In Argentina, £30,000 would go a long way. It's worth an awful lot more to them in Argentina than over here. So that would be worth a fortune. They still haven't found out, and they've ruled out any wrongdoings by the two call girls that were said to be with, and were pretty 95% sure, said to be with Liam, who was maybe having troubled times, or that's just the way that he was. So he entertained prostitutes. We're not sure about Brian, are we? Entertaining Brian as well as. Now, it was the night or two previous that this happened with Brian, apparently. So if anyone can pinpoint any more information, put it down in the comments and we can look into that. The swaying of the news, etc. And what annoys me is people saying there's certain videos in their video, their social media video. The content creators are stating, oh, there's a video of Liam on the balcony. There's been made up kind of pictures of him on the balcony, but nobody's ever seen him fall off that balcony. Nobody's ever seen him on the balcony. It wasn't him, was it? It was a made-up picture. So everything seems to be made up. We do know the hotel were covering themselves a bit because if they were dealing some drugs, as they do in all hotels. If a celeb asks for cannabis, any type of drug, then the hotel will do their best to accommodate. They did look at the escort app. The hotel staff looked at the escort app to try and calm him down a bit, probably, because they were escorting him back to his room, back and forth, back and forth. He was said to be found with a whiskey bottle in reception. CCTV showed this. So what actually did happen? What was staged and not staged? The Pears soap box, which was always there, I don't know, made to look like it was him and it was his gear, but it just looks so staged, all laid out, all a mess. And I'm wondering whether we will know, because the body is embalmed and it's difficult to pull things off. Forensics are going to find it difficult to find anything else. But the police have been in and out. Now, I don't know whether the police are covering themselves and just showing a presence, showing that bringing loads of boxes out of the hotel, showing that they've arrested people, made arrests, etc. Because money would be changing hands and they need to be seen to be doing a job. Is it all staged? Is it going to go any further? I don't know. Will people receive sentences? They may do. They may be scapegoats. But really, it's a screen. Like all these cases, it's a sort of a smoke screen, isn't it? The did he thing? Did he or didn't he? I've pushed it aside, but will that rear its head? P. Diddy? Having something to do with it? In a roundabout way? Assassins, you'd never be able to tell somebody has been assassinated if it was a professional assassination, because they wouldn't actually go and pull a trigger. They would do it in strange, little subtle sort of ways, as we do find out with people drowning apparently in rivers without banks, without provocation of any suicidal nature. People have planted that idea there. And these cases, as in the Jay Slater case, a strange one with the Rolex, although in the Rolex in that case was a bar of cocaine worth 30 grand that went missing. Was the debt ever paid off? Was it paid off partially with the GoFundMe? So all these cases have a common element of hidden nature. All we can do here is try and bring things out to the fore, discuss them, and without us, Liam Payne would just be known to be another suicide. But we know that it now wasn't, was it? Because of us pushing out the ideas and the media. We're all involved and we all play a part. And I thank you to my team. Have a good team there. Want to grow the team, don't we, really? All your comments, all your intelligent information, all the comments, all the daft ones too, all the information we look at and we decipher and we build it into a big jigsaw puzzle. And we can help the authorities. There have been people reported on the Jay Slater case to the authorities, not by myself, but by other people. They've had enough. So they've reported it because it's not a case of somebody squealing for petty crime. It's somebody that was non-deserving of dying and being murdered. And we've got the same thing happening with other cases. All the river cases, there isn't only 1, 2 missing people getting dumped in a river. What about the Jack O'Sullivan case in Bristol? That could have involved a river. I can't see him just jumping in the river committing suicide. So that one needs to be opened up like a can of worms by us and talked about. We need to find more things out about, and we need to open up actual evidence in that case, and many others, I'm sure. So it's just a short one. I've got things to do, people to see, so please do take care out there. And I hope you've had, or going to have, depending when you're watching this video, have a lovely day, or if you've had one, good on you. That's life. It's a bit morbid for me to say, but if you do have a life, it is great to be alive, and please look after it. Oh, and don't have any nasty dreams.